Welcome back to Basement Integrity, the podcast by Icerino Waterproofing. In our last deep dive, we were talking about basement renovations to help with Toronto's housing situation.
Yeah.
It was interesting to see how we can use those spaces
Right.
to help people in Toronto,
Right, absolutely.
make the most of their basements. But there's another big concern for homeowners, and that is energy costs.
Of course, yeah.
Especially in Toronto, where winters can get
Oh, yeah.
brutal.
It's top of mind, yeah, for a lot of people, especially with the cost of everything going up these days.
Exactly. So today, we're going to uncover a hidden gem
Okay.
in the world of energy efficiency
Sounds good.
that most people overlook. And it's all about basement supports.
Interesting.
I know. It doesn't sound as exciting as maybe solar panels
Right.
or fancy gadgets.
Yeah.
But trust me, this is where the magic begins.
Well, and I think what's interesting is that people, when they think about energy efficiency, they often just jump straight to insulation and sealing up gaps.
Yeah.
Which, that's important. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But they kind of miss the foundation of it all.
Okay.
Literally,
Break this down for me.
you see, insulation and sealing up gaps, that can only be really effective if you have a solid, stable base to build on.
Okay, are you saying that even with the best insulation in the world, it's not going to do what it's supposed to do if the basement isn't
Well, think about it this way.
structurally set?
If you were going to build a house on shifting sand, it wouldn't work, would it?
No, it wouldn't.
So it's the same with your basement.
Okay.
If the foundation's weak, there are cracks, or it's uneven or settling, it's going to create all kinds of problems. You'll have air leaks, moisture issues, the whole 9 yards.
So it's like a domino effect. If you have a shaky foundation, it just creates all these other problems.
Yeah, basement supports are really the unsung heroes, I think. They're holding everything together, and they allow all of those energy-saving measures to really shine.
Got it. So a stable basement means you'll have more effective insulation, fewer drafts,
Right.
and better energy performance overall.
Exactly.
Now, I know, and we know from working here at Icerino,
Yeah,
basements are notorious for drafts.
right.
Those sneaky little breezes that can chill a room
Yeah, they can.
in no time. How do basement supports help combat those drafts?
Well, when your basement walls are shifting or bowing, it creates gaps and openings where cold air just comes right in.
Right.
It's like trying to seal a leaky bucket.
Yeah.
You might patch one hole, but another one pops up somewhere else.
Right.
So basement supports, whether that's underpinning, wall anchors, or other techniques, they help to stabilize those walls, and they help to seal those gaps, making all your other efforts much
Okay.
more effective.
So it makes the caulking and the weather stripping and all that
Exactly.
more effective.
Exactly.
Now, I've heard some homeowners rave about radiant floor heating for their basements. They say it's like the ultimate in comfort and energy efficiency.
Oh, yeah.
What's the connection there between basement supports and radiant heating?
Radiant heating is great. It's a fantastic option for basements. No more cold feet.
Yeah.
But there's a catch.
What's that?
You have to have sufficient ceiling height.
Oh,
Otherwise, it's going to feel cramped,
right.
uncomfortable.
Makes sense.
So that's where basement supports come in again. We can actually use, in some cases, these supports to increase ceiling height, which makes radiant heating
Oh, wow.
a viable and very desirable option.
That's interesting. So we're not just talking about fixing problems.
Right.
We're talking about creating possibilities.
Exactly. It's about taking a holistic approach to your basement
Uh-huh.
and recognizing that everything's interconnected.
Speaking of interconnectedness, I can't help but think about moisture.
Of course.
Basements and moisture, it's like oil and water.
You're telling me
They just don't mix.
moisture is the arch nemesis of a healthy and energy-efficient basement.
It is.
Yeah, you get mold, mildew, musty odors, and a whole bunch of other problems. And it can also undermine those expensive insulation upgrades you've invested in.
Right. So how do basement supports play into moisture management? It seems like we're coming back to this theme of a solid foundation being key.
You're exactly right. When you address structural issues like bowing walls or a sinking foundation, you have to excavate around the exterior of the basement.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're doing that, it's the perfect time to address the moisture issues head on.
Okay.
We can incorporate proper drainage systems, waterproof membranes, and other techniques to keep that basement bone dry.
Right. So it's like a 2-for-1 deal.
Exactly.
You fix the structural problems and you tackle the moisture issues at the same time.
At the same time. And here's the best part. A dry basement means your insulation stays dry and it performs at its best.
Makes sense.
So you don't have to rely as heavily on those dehumidifiers, which saves you energy,
Right.
and it creates a healthier, more comfortable living space.
I'm starting to see how this all fits together.
Yeah.
Basement supports are like the unsung heroes.
They are.
They're the silent guardians of a dry, comfortable, and energy-efficient basement.
It's one of those things that's easy to overlook.
Who knew?
Yeah, but once you see the connections, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
And it opens the door for all those other energy-saving solutions. But we'll get into that in a little bit.
Okay.
You know, it's funny, when people call us here at Icerino, they're often focused on the immediate problem, like, oh, my basement's leaking, or there's a crack in my foundation.
Right.
They don't always see the big picture,
Mm.
the connection between those issues and energy efficiency.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point.
Yeah.
We tend to compartmentalize things. We
Yeah.
see a crack in the wall. We're like, okay, got to fix that crack.
Right.
We don't always think about the underlying cause or the potential consequences.
Exactly. That's where we come in.
Yeah.
We can educate the homeowner. We can help them understand those connections.
Right.
Guide them towards solutions that address not just the symptoms, but the root cause.
Right. So let's say somebody's listening to this right now and they're thinking, okay, I'm convinced my basement needs some TLC and I want to make it more energy efficient. What's the first step? Where do they even begin?
The best thing to do is reach out to us here at Icerino.
Okay.
We offer free consultations.
Okay.
Our team can assess the specific situation, listen to your concerns, and we can recommend the best course of action.
So it all starts with a conversation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We'll cut out, take a look at your basement, ask you some questions about your goals,
Mm.
and really get a feel for the space.
Right.
From there, we can develop a custom plan that addresses your unique needs and helps you achieve your energy-saving goals.
And I bet you guys have seen it all.
We've seen a lot over the years.
From leaky foundations to wonky walls.
Yeah.
Nothing surprises you anymore.
Let's just say we've encountered our fair share of basement challenges over the years, but that's what makes us so good at what we do.
Right.
We have the experience, the expertise, and the tools to find the right solutions.
Mm-hmm. It's like having a basement doctor on call.
I like that analogy.
Okay, so speaking of treatment plans,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of services do you guys offer for specifically boosting energy efficiency in basements?
Well, we touched on a few already. Underpinning is a big one for creating a stable foundation. We also specialize in waterproofing, drainage systems, installation, all of those things we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned radiant heating earlier. Is that something that you guys can help you too?
Absolutely. We can install radiant floor heating systems.
Okay.
That'll transform your basement into a cozy haven. And as a bonus, we can help you navigate those energy rebate programs that Toronto offers so you can get the most bang for your buck.
Oh, very cool.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
You get a more comfortable, energy-efficient basement, and you save money in the process.
Fantastic. So let's say someone decides to move forward with Icerino. What can they expect in terms of the process? What does that look like?
Well, it all starts with that initial consultation we talked about. Our team will come out, do a thorough assessment of your basement,
Uh-huh.
and really listen to your needs and goals. It's not just about fixing problems. It's about creating a space that you love,
Right.
a space that adds value to your home and enhances your quality of life.
So it's a collaborative process.
Absolutely. We believe in transparency and open communication. We want our clients to be informed and involved every step of the way.
Okay.
From the initial consultation to the final walkthrough, we're in this together.
That's great. Now, I know every basement's different, but is there like a general timeline that you can give people?
It's hard to give a definite answer without knowing the specifics.
Sure.
But generally speaking, a basement renovation can take anywhere from a few weeks to a few months.
Okay.
It depends on the scope of work,
Uh-huh.
the complexity of the issues we're addressing, permits and inspections, things like that.
Yeah, I imagine permits and inspections, those can add some unexpected delays sometimes.
They can, but don't worry. We handle all that for you.
Okay.
We make sure everything's done according to code,
Mm-hmm.
and your project runs as smoothly as possible from start to finish.
That's reassuring.
Yeah, our goal is to take the stress off your shoulders.
Right.
You can focus on envisioning your dream basement.
Speaking of dream basements, you mentioned that basement supports can open up possibilities for other energy-saving measures.
Yes.
What are some of those more advanced solutions that people might consider?
Well, once you've got that solid foundation, the sky's the limit.
Okay.
We can talk about zoned heating systems,
Uh-huh.
where you can control the temperature in different areas of the basement independently.
Oh, okay.
Huge energy saver, especially if you only use certain parts of your basement regularly.
So instead of heating the entire basement,
Exactly.
you can focus on just the areas that you're using.
Exactly. Maximizing efficiency, minimizing waste.
I like it.
And then for homeowners who are really serious about reducing their carbon footprint and saving money in the long run, we can even explore solar panels.
Wow. So we've gone from fixing cracks in the foundation to harnessing the power of the sun.
I know, it's amazing.
It all comes back to that initial investment in a solid, stable basement,
It really does. It's like building a house. You need a strong foundation to support everything else.
right?
And it's the same with energy efficiency. It all starts with the basement.
Okay, I'm sold.
Good.
If someone's listening right now, they're like, all right, I need to get my basement in shape. How can they get in touch with Icerino?
You can visit our website at icerino.ca or give us a call at 647-454-6600. We'd like to chat with you about your project, answer any questions you might have, and schedule that free consultation.
Perfect. And just to reiterate, you guys offer free consultations.
Yes, we do.
No pressure, just expert advice, a chance to explore the options.
That's right.
Awesome. Well, this has been so informative. I feel like we've uncovered a whole new layer of the energy efficiency puzzle.
Yeah.
It's not just about gadgets and gizmos. It's about understanding the fundamentals and building from the ground up.
I couldn't agree more. It's about seeing a bigger picture and recognizing that a healthy, energy-efficient home starts with a solid foundation. And that foundation
Is your basement.
is your basement.
You know, it's crazy how much we've discovered just by talking about basement
Yeah.
supports. It's like this treasure chest of benefits,
Mm-hmm.
not even just for energy savings,
Right?
but just for the overall
Yeah.
health and comfort of our homes.
It's remarkable, I think. We talked about the importance of a solid foundation, for insulation, for drafts, for moisture control, but the benefits go even further.
Okay, like what? What else is there?
Well, for starters, a stable, well-supported basement can actually improve the air quality in your whole home.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well, think about it. If your basement's constantly shifting all those cracks and gaps, they're not just entry points for cold air,
Right.
but they're entry points for dust and allergens and even radon gas.
Ooh, radon gas.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, radon's a serious concern. It's colorless and odorless, and prolonged exposure can be harmful.
Mhm.
So by addressing those structural issues, sealing up those entry points, you're basically creating a barrier,
Right.
protecting your living space from those harmful contaminants.
So it's not just about energy efficiency.
No.
It's about creating a healthier living environment.
Exactly. It's about peace of mind,
Yeah.
knowing you're breathing cleaner air.
And a structurally sound basement can also reduce noise transmission, right?
That's right.
Especially if you have a finished basement and you've got like a home theater down there.
Yeah, if you got a playroom for the kids.
Yeah, you don't want to be hearing everything.
Exactly.
Upstairs.
Those vibrations and sound waves travel right through the structure of your home, so a stable basement will help dampen those vibrations, creating a quieter, more peaceful living environment.
So energy savings, improved air quality, noise reduction.
It's a trifecta.
Yeah, it's like the trifecta of benefits.
Yeah, it all starts with those humble basement supports.
Who knew? It really makes you wonder what other hidden benefits there are.
Oh, I'm sure there's lots to discover. That's what I love about this work. We're constantly learning,
Mm-hmm.
constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible when it comes to basement health and efficiency.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. We've just scratched the surface here
Yeah.
of the potential that lies within our basements.
Well, I hope our listeners feel inspired to take a closer look at their own basements, to see beyond those cracks and leaks and to recognize that potential
Absolutely.
that's down there.
A solid foundation is the key to a happy, healthy, and energy-efficient home.
It is.
And to our listeners, if you're ready to unlock that potential, transform your basement into a space you truly love, reach out to the experts here at Icerino.
We're here to help you every step of the way. Visit our website at icerino.ca or give us a call at 647-454-6600.
And we'll get you that free consultation booked.
We can't wait to hear from you.
That's it for today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us on this basement journey. Until next time, stay warm, stay dry, and stay curious.